The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Good morning. My name is Ron Chuck. I work on the program for this 11th day of March, 2024. With you today, with you Wednesday, with you Thursday. Think this is going to be the regular time now for a while, not playing around. Well, the camera's not flickering too bad. We changed some things around. Hopefully, well, you're still looking at me, but hopefully it all works and the audio is where it's supposed to be and not with the camera. Anyway, we got ourselves an absolute gem today. In real life, this is a preview of the National League Championship Series. It's the New York Mets and the Los Angeles Dodgers from Dodger Stadium for you momentarily. And not only that, it's Tim Belcher for the Dodgers and Dwight Gooden for the Mets. Nothing says late 80s baseball than two powerhouse teams with Dwight Gooden going on the mound for one of them. I can hear Robert down in Miami just salivating at the thought of this one. Anyway, the Mets come into this one 26-13. They've won their last five, but they're not in first place, or if they are, they're tied with the Pirates. The Dodgers are 24-13, and they're still chasing the Cincinnati Reds. The Dodgers, this is game 38. The Mets have passed the quarter pole. This is their quarter pole. This is game number 40. It is a Chamber of Commerce night at Chavez Ravine. It's 75 degrees. The wind is blowing in from the Union 76 station in center field. It's just drop dead gorgeous. Let's play it Saturday, May 21st, 1988. Whoever won the Preakness won it before this, because this is technically a night game. NBC had some rotten choices, so we went with this instead. If you're ready, I'm quite ready. Let's blow this pop stand, shall we? Such a good look to bang your head against the camera, Ron, as Retro Sports Network proudly presents Major League Replay 1988. Today from Dodger Stadium in Los Angeles, California. It is the Los Angeles Dodgers and the New York Mets. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Good morning, John. Good morning, Forrest. How are you? A beautiful night here. As you can see, Dwight Gooden looking for his 9th win of the year, going against Tim Belcher looking for his 4th. And Steve Sachs has an 11-game hitting streak. Good morning, Big Dave. How are you?
Play ball!
I think we will. Here's how the Mets will line up in this big one here. Lenny Dykstra leads off in center field. Wally Backman will bat second and play second. Keith Hernandez at first will bat third. Kevin McReynolds cleans up in left. Forrest will like that. Gary Carter behind the plate will bat fifth. Howard Johnson at short will go sixth. Mookie Wilson sent down to seventh by Davey Johnson in right field. Dave Magadan. Now there's a name. He could actually hit quite well for the Mets in this stretch. He's at third. He'll bat eighth. And it's Hojo at short. I guess the Kevin Elster project not going too well. Dwight Gooden on the mound will bat ninth. He actually had an RBI in the last time we had him on the stream. And Tim Belcher should go about 7-8 innings. Let's tell you about Tim as soon as it pops up. There we go. 27 years old, fastball at 91 and a ground ball pitcher. He last went on the 15th against the Phillies, a 3-1 win. 7 innings, 112 pitches, 4 hits, the earned run. He walked 1 while striking out 7. Belcher, 39 and a third, 30 hits, 16 runs, 14 earned, 3 homers, 12 walks, and 31 strikeouts. Defensively for the Dodgers, Kirk Gibson a 5 and a 3 in left. John Shelby a 5 and a 5 in center. Mike Davis a 3 and an 8 in right. Pedro Guerrero is a 3 and third. Alfredo Griffin a 7 at short. Steve Sachs a 4 at second. Mike Marshall a 2 at first. Mike Scioscia a 9 and a 6 behind the plate. Belcher a 7 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Lenny Dykstra stepping in at 279, a home run and 7 RBI. It's snowy, cold, and windy here. We had snow overnight Saturday. That was gone by yesterday afternoon, but I woke up this morning and there was snow on the ground again. So wherever you are, hopefully the weather's nicer than it is here. Pitch to Dykstra is laced into left field, and that's going to drop in front of Gibson for a base hit. So the Mets, striking from the get-go, brings up Ollie Backman at 220, no homers and 4 RBI. Deep breath from Belcher already, and Backman whacks this one into center field. Shelby grabs it on a hop, and Dykstra is already on second. So 2 on, nobody out for Keith Hernandez, hitting .314, 9 homers, and 29 RBI. So the Mets at 26-13, the Dodgers at 24-13. Might be 2. Belcher goes to Sachs for 1. Steve throws to Marshall, and they do indeed turn it. A 1-4-3 double play, and that is huge. As that brings up Kevin McReynolds. Kevin at 320. Good morning, Bernie. 5 homers and 17 RBI. I was watching some of Bernie's Draft League stuff over the weekend. Bernie does some of the streams. How you doing, Mike, in the truck? Don't go rush out and buy that Russell Wilson jersey now. Bernie does some of those streams for their Draft League, and Steve Tate does as well. I was watching them both. It was quite fun. So I gave you McReynolds' numbers. 2 out, runner on third is Dykstra. That's popped up. Sosha doffs the mask into foul territory. Dykstra's at home plate, and Sosha has it caught. So the Mets threaten but do not score. No runs, 2 hits, and no errors. And after half an inning here at Dodger Stadium, Mets nothing. Here come the Dodgers. And here comes one Dwight Gooden, who's on a 7-game winning streak. You know, it's hard to believe because he was such a force from day one. But in 1988, he's still just 24 years old. Fastball at 94 and a ground ball pitcher. He has won his last 7 starts, including Don't Look Forest, a 3-2 win over San Diego 5 days ago. He went 8 1/3, 142 pitches, 9 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned. He walked 5, which is unusual for Gooden, and struck out 6. So overall for the Doctor, 70 innings and 2/3, 66 hits, 20 runs, 16 earned, a home run allowed. He's walked 18 and struck out 51. Wilson, I'm being told, is low risk. The Broncos will pay all but $1 million to tutor Kenny Pickett. Here's a lineup for the Dodgers. Steve Sachs leads off at second. Mike Davis in right will bat second. Kirk Gibson in left will go third. Pedro Guerrero continues to clean up at third. Mike Marshall at first will bat fifth. John Shelby in center will go sixth. Mike Sosha behind the plate batting seventh. Alfredo Griffin, his pasta sauce on a shelf near you, at short will bat eighth. Belcher, not much of a hitter, going ninth, and Gooden can go the distance on the mound for the Mets. That's true. Bernie says, unlike the solo play, these draft leagues take up a lot of time. When doing as played, the decision's already baked in, not in the draft leagues. Did I see that Ludacris is in your league as a player? It is fun if you like that sort of thing. Sack steps in at 287, no homers and 10 RBI. Gooden starts this one. Ground ball to third. Magadan throws to Hernandez for the out. McReynolds, by the way, a 5 and a 9 and left for the Mets. Lenny Dykstra is a 4 and a 3 in center. Mookie Wilson is in right. He's a 6 and a 3. Were people allowed to create a player? How did that happen? I'm dying to know, because when I saw that, I'm thinking, is that really who I think that is? Dave Maggott in a 3 at third, by the way. Howard Johnson a 3 at short. Wally Backman a 3 at second. Not even a good defense in Strat. Keith Hernandez at 10 at first. Gary Carter an 8 and a 5 behind the plate. And Gooden is a 7 on the mound with a .943 fielding percentage. Mike Davis hitting .254, no homers, and 10 RBI. Ground ball to Keith. Hernandez takes it to the bag himself for the out. That's true. Big Dave says solo replays are fun to do, but there's something about draft leagues and the different strategies to mold and run a team that make it very attractive for him to play. He's a dead ball player. That's interesting. Drafted players from different eras in baseball. And, of course, Beatles must be in that league, right? Steve Tate, the king of the homebrew. Big Clue, who doesn't watch my stuff anymore. I'm still hurt. What a powerful league. What a great league. Kirk Gibson, $2.99. Yeah. 10 homers and 25 RBI. And so a top shelf league for sure. Pitch to Gibson. Here's a ground ball to Hernandez. Over to Gooden. And Dwight's there, and Gibson is retired. That will do it after 1. No score. So Carter, Johnson, and Wilson. 5, 6, and 7. I did draft leagues a while ago. It's not something that really thrills me. Just in case people wonder, like, we'd love if you did this or did that. And it's just like, nope. I did them. I enjoyed the ones that I did. I prefer this much, much more. But I'm delighted to see, again, I was watching the other day. It is fun, and you guys really do enjoy it. It's super. Gary Carter hitting .264, 6 homers, and 20 RBI. Belcher starts the second. Ground ball to the mound. Tim throws to Marshall for the out, and Carter's retired 1 away. Howard Johnson hitting .224, 5 homers, and 22 RBI. And Bernie is so good with the play-by-play. So fun to watch. And Hojo draws the walk. 3-1 fastball missed high at inside. 1 away for Mookie Wilson. Hitting .296. A home run and 5 RBI. You're welcome. Struck him out. First for Belcher. A 1-2 fastball got him looking. 2 out for Magadan. Dave, part of that second wave of Mets players, along with Elster and later on this year, Greg Jeffries, that were developed for a run that just never really happened for the Mets after this year. Magadan at .241, no homers and 3 RBI. Struck him out. Belcher's out of it. A 1-2 fastball swung on and missed, and that'll do it. So the Mets leave another runner on after an inning and a half. It's no score. Well, thank you, Bernie. It'll be Guerrero, Marshall, and Shelby for the Dodgers. Petey at .311, 3 homers, and 21 or 24 RBI. Forrest says he did an OOTP draft league and he didn't care for it. Too much wheeling and dealing. Everyone just wanted to negotiate trades left and right. I did those years ago. And they did them 2 weeks at a time. And again, I'd rather play the games. That's one of the things for me. I could tell that, I kind of have an idea of how old Bernie is. But even without knowing that, there's a lot of Kurt Gowdy and Ned Martin in him. Pitch to Guerrero. Ground ball left side. I know my left and right for a base hit. And that's the first hit for the Dodgers. Here's Marshall. Mike at .279, 5 homers and 28 RBI. In the right, going to drop in front of Mookie, and so the Dodgers have 2 on. Is Guerrero going to go to third? He is. No, he is not. Lasorda doesn't want to take the chance. Mookie does not have a great arm, but it was a pretty shallow ball. So nobody out. 2 on for John Shelby, hitting .264, a home run and 6 RBI. Yeah, I can tell, because that's who I can hear, and you're in there. You know, the thing with Kurt Gowdy, here's the pitch to Shelby. There's a base hit in the right field. Mookie's going to pick it up. Guerrero's going to round third, and this time he's going to try and score. Wilson does not have a super arm. Shelby's going to have a single. The throw of the plate is going to be, I think he's safe. Yeah, bounced away from Carter, and Matt Marshall moves up 90. Shelby will hold, and Guerrero's actually going to score standing, and it's 1-0 Dodgers with nobody out for Socha at 215, 2 homers and 14 RBI. The thing with Gowdy, especially when he got network, Socha, fly ball right field, hooking foul. Mookie dives into the stands. I think he got it. Shelby hustles back to first. Marshall will try and score. Everybody gets set. The throw's going to the plate. Carter has it. Marshall's there. It gets away from Carter. And the run's going to score because Mookie threw it away. And so Shelby goes to third. There's still one out. RJL is calling people now, saying it's all rigged. 2-0 Dodgers here in the second. 1 out for Alfredo Griffin. 256, 3 triples, and 10 RBI. Oh, the Discord? Forrest, yeah. People love that stuff. It just wasn't my thing. Getting back to Gowdy, I mean, he was used on everything. I think an underrated football announcer, a great baseball announcer, and he was, just kind of sitting there and focused on the game. The stats weren't necessarily his thing. Pitch to Griffin, struck him out. First for Gooden. Full count fastball swung on and missed, and that'll bring up Belcher. Tim at 111 and an RBI. Dodgers have 2 across here in the second, and they lead it 2-0. And he strikes out Belcher and gets out of it. 1-2 fastball on the inside. Dodgers get 2, however. 3 hits and an error, and after 2, it's 2-0 Dodgers. So Gooden, Dykstra, and Backman here in the third. Dwight at 231 with 3 RBI. Bernie, have you seen the clip on YouTube of the dog trying to make the play at a basically empty Fenway in 65? Pitch to Gooden. Struck him out. So that's 3 for Belcher. Gooden chased a 1-2 fastball. Opening 9 for Tim. 36 pitches. 2 1/3. 2 hits, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. Lining extra single to start the ballgame. Little number down to Marshall. Mike will take it to the bag. 2 out. To finish the point on Gowdy, back in the era of 3 channels for sports, NBC used him for everything. And so he got overexposed. Backman singled his first time up. Yeah, please do. It is hilarious. I won't spoil it. Remind me the next time you're on if you remember to talk about it. And so it's kind of like Musburger in the mid-'80s for CBS, who was on everything. Like, that's about enough of that. We want to see somebody else. Pitch to Wally. Struck him out. That's 4 for Belcher, and that's the inning. So a full count fastball got him looking, and after 2.5, it's the Dodgers 2, the Mets nothing. So top of the lineup for the Dodgers, Sachs, Davis, and Gibson. Opening 9 for Gooden, 36 pitches, 2 innings, 3 hits. Both the runs are earned, and he struck out 2. Sachs, remember, 11-game hitting streak. Struck him out. That's 3 for Gooden, and 0-2 cutter got him looking. 1 away for Davis, who's 0 for 1. Got him. So that's 4 straight for the doctor. Gooden got him on an 0-2 fastball. He's got a good morning and a good afternoon. And here's Kirk Gibson, who's 0 for 1. So Gooden has found his groove here in the third. Rears back and fires. Ground ball to Hernandez. It won't be the side, but the Dodgers do go down in order. And after 3, it's still the Dodgers 2, the Mets nothing. So Hernandez, McReynolds, and Carter. Keith is 0 for 1. He grounded into a double play that has kept Belcher with a clean sheet so far. That's into right field. It'll drop in front of Davis. Hernandez a wide turnaround first. McReynolds is 0 for 1. So when Kurt Gowdy and Tony Kubek were doing Game of the Week, and that was a bit before my time. Shh. Producers would comment and say, well, so-and-so's doing this and doing that and, talk about this. And Kurt would just kind of look at his producers and say, well, what about the game? Shouldn't we just kind of focus on the game? And Kurt did that so well. And anyway, long story longer, that's what, when I watch Bernie, that's what that reminds me of. Pitch to McReynolds. There's a line drive. Marshall is there. Hernandez is caught napping, and that's the inning. No, sorry, it's 2 out. 2 out. It's helpful if I pay attention to how many outs there are, but that is a double play, and Hernandez just kind of slams the helmet on the ground as he goes back to the dugout. 2 out for Carter, who's 0 for 1. Up the middle, Sachs has it, throws to first, and now that's the inning. The Mets get a hit and squander it, and after 3.5, it's still the Dodgers 2, the Mets nothing. So here are the standings. The Mets lead the Pirates by 1.5 games, and I think that'll probably be about 10 before all is said and done. Good thing Scotty isn't here. The Reds lead the Dodgers by 2.5. San Diego hanging in there in third, Forrest. We'll just leave it there. The American League East, the Yankees lead the Indians by 0.5 game. Milwaukee by 1 game. Toronto by 2.5. Detroit by 3. And Boston by 5. In the West, the Twins lead the Royals by 0.5 game. Oakland by 1.5 games. And Seattle by 3. The Dodgers second in the NL in batting at .266. These two teams are the best on the mound. The Dodgers are .313 and the Mets are .316. And the Mets are a decent fielding team at .980. And I didn't even get to take a drink through there. So as Pedro Guerrero steps in, a single and a run scored, 1 for 1. He got that in the second. Jeff Hunter is our latest follower. Now 302. In the right. Wilson. Mookie makes the catch, 1 out. Here's Mike Marshall. Mike singled and scored. His first time up. Well hit ball left field. McReynolds is running down the line. Is he going to have the room? Yes. Maybe? No. That kind of, that should have been caught. And that's a long single. McReynolds should have had it. And I think Marshall was kind of lollygagging around there. He tripped over first. That should have been a double. Honestly, McReynolds should have had it and misplayed it. So Shelby's up. John singled and drove home a run. Gooden goes to the plate, and Shelby strikes out. That's 5 for Gooden. An 0-2 fastball got him swinging, and that'll bring up Sosha, who has a RBI. So 2-0 Dodgers here in the fourth. with 2 out. And Socha draws the walk. So Gooden in trouble here in the bottom of the 4th. Dodgers got 2 in the 2nd. Alfredo Griffin struck out. First walk for Gooden. Full count fastball dismissed. Alfredo's got a 7-game hitting streak of his own. And now it's an 8-game hitting streak as he punches out one in the right center field. Wilson's going to grab it. Marshall's going to round third and score. Depending on what Wilson does, Marshall scores 3-0 Dodgers. And that'll bring up Belcher, who struck out his first time up. Yep, McReynolds flies out to McShelby, and that's 2 quick Mick-outs. And remember, it's a good time for the great taste of Ratcast. Who has no taste? Pitch to Belcher. Ground ball to third. Magadan has to wait for it. Going to make a snap throw to Hernandez. Belcher's running, and he is out by a banger. Dodgers add on to their lead. 1 run, 2 hits. They leave on 2, and after 4, it's 3-0 L.A. So you got 2 Mick-outs, and here's Howard Johnson. We're making you hungry, Dave. Hojo walked his first time up as we start the 5th. 3-0 Dodgers. Mets in first in the East, Dodgers in second in the West. Got him, 5 for Belcher. An 0-2 fastball just at the belt. 1 out for Mookie Wilson, who struck out his first time up. To third, Guerrero over to Marshall. 2 out. 68 degrees. The wind still blowing in from the Union 76 station in dead center at 15. Is that a Santa Ana wind? It's not a summer wind because it's not blowing in across the bay. Magadan is 0 for 1. To third, Guerrero has it. Long way to Marshall. And on this blustery, windy, cold day here in Burlington, we're halfway home. It's the Dodgers 3, the Mets nothing. Join us later. Here's how we got here. Dodgers and Mets. A good fun one here at Dodger Stadium. 3-0 L.A. They got 2 in the second. A John Shelby single to score Petey Guerrero to make it 1-0. Then a sac fly by Mike Socha to make it 2-0. Alfredo Griffin, an RBI single in the 4th. And that's how we got there. Dwight Gooden, 5-hitter through 4. He's given up all 3 earned runs. A walk and 5 strikeouts. Belcher's thrown a 3-hit shutout through 5. Has also walked 1 and struck out 5. Top of the lineup for the Dodgers here in the 5th. 71 pitches for Dwight. 4 innings, 5 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Sachs is 0 for 2 with a strikeout of his own. Little chopper to third. Magadan's got it over to Hernandez for the out. We talked about Bernie's influences being, Ned Martin, Kurt Gowdy. Yes, I know the Scully is there, and it's deep embedded in with me. He wasn't it, however. Mike Davis is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Despite not really being a Mets fan during the era, I remain a huge fan of Bob Murphy, who could paint a word picture like you wouldn't believe if you remember listening to him. And he did it in the correct tense, because once you heard it, It was in the past tense. Pitch to Davis. And Gooden struck him out on an 0-2 fastball, which is correct because it had already happened. 2 out for Gibson. Gibby is 0 for 2. That's into right field. That'll drop for a hit. Mookie Wilson cuts it off. Wally Backman should have made that play. Backman and Tuffle are still the platoon there. That started, I believe, in 85. Here's Guerrero, PD 1 for 2, a single and a run scored. I was also a huge fan of Joe Garagiola, who made that time he spent on Saturdays fun. It's supposed to be entertaining. It's a sport. Guerrero swings, ground ball, third base side, and Magadan will let that one roll foul, and it's 2-2. Gibby with a pretty healthy lead off of first, but with 2 out, you're going to pit on Gooden. Wow, that's new this year. Throws down to first, and Gibson is out. Gibson gets picked off. He had a good lead, I guess, because Hernandez was right there and put on the tag. How about that? No runs, a hit, and no errors. And we go to the 6th. It's the Dodgers 3, the Mets nothing. So Gooden, Dykstra, and Backman to face Belcher. And Gooden struck out his first time up. Fly ball, left center, Shelby. 1 out. You go back to that era, and I suppose maybe the biggest Vin Scully clone on the planet is Al Michaels. Dykstra 1 for 2, especially if you go back and watch Al's baseball work. He really is a Scully clone. Pitch to Dykstra. Laces that one into right field for a hit. So Lenny now 2 for 3. 19 batters deep for Belcher. 80 pitches. 5 1/3 innings. 4 hits, no runs, a walk, and 5 strikeouts. Dykstra a threat to steal. Backman 1 for 2 with a single. And Belcher throws to Marshall. And Dykstra's back. You know who I thought was good back in that late 70s, early 80s era? And unfortunately, he got saddled with Howard Cosell for baseball. But Keith Jackson could call a game. He didn't like baseball. Him and Jim Simpson were not baseball fans, but could call a decent game. Pitch to Backman. Ball 4, draws the walk. So first and second for the Mets, 1 out for Keith Hernandez. Keith is 1 for 2 where he singled and grounded into a double play. No runs, 4 hits, and error for the Mets. They've left on 2. The Dodgers, 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. And they have left on 3. Belcher's pitch into right. Sachs goes out. Davis comes in. Sachs on the grass will make the catch, 2 out. Here's McReynolds. He's 0 for 2. That's into center field. Shelby running in. Does he get there? He dives, and he can't get it. Does he get behind him? That's the thing with that. Shelby goes to fish it out. And they'll just throw it in the infield. Dykstra with a good set of wheels is going to score, and now it's a 3-1 ball game. Brings up Gary Carter, who's 0 for 2. Socha tries to calm down his pitcher. First run allowed by Belcher. Into right. Davis makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Mets get a run on 2 hits and no errors. They have left on 2 more, and after 5.5, it's the Dodgers 3, the Mets 1. So Guerrero, Marshall, and Shelby. PD is 1 for 2. He has singled and scored. Just in time for the final innings of Dodger baseball. How you doing, Jamie? Pitch from Gooden to Guerrero. Ground ball to third. Magadan's got it over to Hernandez. for the out. As Forrest would be able to tell you, speaking of Bob Murphy, Mike Marshall 2 for 2. He has singled twice and scored twice. The Murph in San Diego, Jack Murphy, was Bob's brother. And they would ask Bob about it, especially when Bob got closer to retirement, and he never liked going to San Diego, not because he wasn't honored that they named it after his brother, but his brother had passed away, and it was a reminder of that. But, yep, that's where the Jack Murphy, for Jack Murphy Stadium, was named for, was Bob Murphy's brother. Pitch to Marshall, and to right center. Dykstra moving in, long way to run, will make the catch, and there's 2 out. And that's the sort of thing you don't hear about on a Fortnite stream, oh, by the way. Here's John Shelby. John is 1 for 2. He is singled, struck out, and driven in a run. Howard Johnson in on the grass. He's going to have to hurry. Shelby leans over, but they got him. After 6, no runs, no hits, no errors. I bet you knew that, though, for us, right? After 6, it's still the Dodgers 3, the Mets 1. So Hojo, Wilson, and Magadan here in the 7th. Howard has walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1. Yeah, I figured you did. Ground ball, first base side. Marshall lets it roll foul, and we'll do it again. A ball and 2 strikes. Got him. That's 6 for Belcher, a 1-2. No, you wouldn't hear that on a Fortnite stream. Not at all. There's Mookie Wilson. Mookie's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Somebody on YouTube has unearthed the entire Game 3 of the 1958 World Series from Milwaukee. 58 or 57, I think. And it's a Mickey... The part I saw was a Mickey Mantle at bat. Game is ridiculously high scoring, and bullpens are pitching in the 4th and all that. And I understand that, you let the pictures tell the story. Al Heifer was doing the play-by-play, and there was no color. And you'd sit there, and you'd fall asleep between pitches. Pitch to Mookie. Left field. Going to go foul. Gibson reaches over, and not even he can part those C's. Count is 0-2. Bernie says we've used Action PC Baseball in our league, and I've learned more about using that program in the past 2 months than the past 2 years. This is a powerful game. And people ask me, what new features are this and that and the other thing. It's like, I just play the games. Win now, Holland in at 22. Gardner is falling asleep between pitches now. Right center. Shelby. Sacks going out. Shelby coming in. And Shelby, did he make the catch or did it drop? That's a Texas leaguer. That dropped in front of everybody. And Mookie's on. So 1 out single. And here's Magadan. He's 0 for 2 with the strikeout. Belcher not happy. That should have been Shelby's. The wind again blowing in from center at 22. I think it tailed away from John, and Sachs couldn't quite get there. Throw to first. And then Mookie's back. Yeah, Gardner's here. Pitch out. Mookie doesn't go, and it's a ball. So 1-0 count. Fly ball right field. Davis coming in. Makes the easy catch. Mookie's got to go back to first. 2 out for Gooden, who should be batting here. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Belcher, probably his last inning, especially since he'll bat third in the bottom of the 7th. Up the middle, Belcher snares it, throws to Marshall. Stretch time, 3-1 Dodgers. With Sosha Griffin in a pinch hitter probably for the Dodgers here in the 7th. Sosha, sac fly and a walk. He has now driven in 15. Ground ball to Hernandez. 1 out. I'm surprised someone isn't complaining about being low energy, but I'm being borrowed right now by National Grid to power someone's house. Here's Alfredo Griffin, 1 for 2. Alfredo has singled, struck out, and driven in his 11th. Ground ball to Backman. Wally has it, throws to Hernandez for the out, and there's 2 away. So who can hit a righty? Mickey Hatcher. Mickey is a pinch hitter hitting .227 with 5 RBI. Overall, .292, no homers, and 12 RBI. So 2 out, nobody on, and the Dodgers will go to the pen to get the last 6 outs. Pitch to Hatcher. Ground ball to third. Magadan's got it over to Hernandez. And they'll retire the side. Dodgers go in order after 7. It's still LA 3, New York 1. So lefty, switchy, lefty. And we'll go with Jesse Orosco. Former New York Met hero Orosco has 4 saves on the year. He could technically get 6 outs. And it is a save situation. He's 4 for 4 in saves. He's just 31 years old, which means he'll pitch forever. Slider at 91 and a ground ball pitcher. Last pitched against the Expos 2 days ago and picked up the save in a 5-2 win. He went 1 inning, 17 pitches, a walk, and a strikeout. 12 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He has walked 10 and struck out 9. So Dykstra is 2 for 3. Lenny has singled twice. That's true, Jamie. For Dave, games don't start until the 10th. And Dykstra rips this one down the line and right. Davis will grab it. Lenny takes a long look at second and will hold. And for Dykstra, that's his 3rd hit today. That move paid off. So Backman, the tying run. Let's see if they pinch hit Tuffle here. Wally 1 for 2, a walk and a strikeout. Stays in the game, into center field. Shelby moving over. Will make the catch. And Dykstra goes back to first, 1 out. So here's Hernandez. Keith is 1 for 3. He has singled and grounded into a double play. Got him. Orosco struck him out. A 1-2 change. Got him swinging. So 2 out for McReynolds. Kevin 1 for 3. He has singled and drove home the lone Met run in the 6th. Dykstra with a good lead. That's going to be a line drive to Marshall, and it will not matter. No runs, a hit, and no errors. Bottom of the 8th coming up here at Dodger Stadium. LA 3, New York 1. So top of the lineup to face Gooden here in the 8th. Sachs, Davis, and Gibson. Opening 27 for Gooden, 106 pitches, 7 innings, 6 hits. All 3 runs are earned. He has walked 1 and struck out 6. One of them being Sachs, who's 0 for 3. Ground ball right side, and the hitting streak goes to 12. So both teams now have 7 hits. Here's Mike Davis. Mike is 0 for 3. He has struck out twice. Gooden throws to first. And Gooden throws it away. And so Sachs goes all the way to third because Gooden threw it low and Hernandez couldn't scoop it out. It didn't go in the dugout, and Sachs had that extra gear on. That's the 2nd error for the Mets. And that's huge, because now that runs on third. Gooden kicks the mound in disgust. Pitch to Davis. Fly ball right field. Mookie should grab it. Sachs retreats. He will tag and score without a throw. And it's now 4-1 Dodgers. You know, I just realized it was Darryl Strawberry who's missing out in right field. So here's Kirk Gibson. Kirk is 1 for 3. It'll be Carter, Johnson, and Mookie in the ninth for the Mets. Nobody on. Big run for the Dodgers, who's up 4-1. Hernandez underhands it to Gooden. 2 out. For Guerrero, 1 for 3. Petey has singled and scored. That's past Backman into center field. So that's the 8th hit for the Dodgers. 2 out for Marshall, who's 2 for 3. He singled twice and scored twice. Throw the 4 runs. Forrest says he's going to be playing this season using the Status Pro projected cards for Brian. You're not? From Brian Y. He'll be using Digital Diamond to help you get through the season. That's awesome. Marshall lines this one foul. Third base side. Somebody from Anaheim made that catch. And the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Gooden. Got him. He strikes out 7. A curveball right down Broadway, and we'll go to the 9th. Dodgers get a run on 2 hits in the Gooden error. And after 8, it's 4-1 Dodgers. So Carter, Johnson, and Wilson scheduled to face Jesse Orozco, who is in the pitch's 2nd inning, trying to land his 5th save of the year. Carter is 0 for 3. The Mets need 3 to tie and 4 to go ahead. And RJL is already typing up his letters of disgust to send to YouTube. Pitch to Carter. Base hit up the middle. So the 1-1 was lined up the middle. 8 hits for the Mets now. And here's Hojo, who is 0 for 2. Has walked and struck out twice. And Darryl Strawberry is going to pinch hit. Strawberry has not pinch hit. Overall, 270. 12 homers and 28 RBI. Yep, he does have a Delphi form where he sells all of the Status Pro cards, all of 4 sports, and the hockey. Dave's played the hockey. Strawberry waves it back and forth. Should be 2. Griffin. No, he only has a play at first, and Strawberry is out on a bang-banger. I thought he was going to get Carter, but Gary got a good jump off of first, and they were able to get Strawberry. Here's Mookie Wilson, 1 out. Mookie 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. Ground ball to Marshall. He'll flip it to Orozco, and Mookie's a 2nd out. So Carter goes to 3rd. I've never played the football game, and I do like Status Pro baseball for sure. 2 out for Magadan, who they may or may not pinch hit for here. Dave is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Last chance saloon for the Mets. They trail 4-1. 2 out, top of the 9th. And old Met friend Jesse Orozco trying to keep the doors slammed. Last chance saloon time. Pitch to Magadan in the left. Gibby running in, and the Dodgers win this one 4-1. So, no, don't be sorry at all, Forrest. That's what we're here for. So the Dodgers, 4 runs. Well, first of all, 2 hours and 53 fake minutes. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. They leave on 4. The Mets, the Dodgers go to 25-13. The Mets fall to 26-14. A run on 8 hits and 2 errors, and they leave on 7. Thank you, Bernie. We'll give the Digital Dice MVP to Tim Belcher. 7 innings, 6 hits. A run it was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 6. Orozco, the 6-out save for his 5th. Gooden goes the distance. 8 innings, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned. A walk and 7 strikeouts. Someone want to nudge Gardner awake for me? The rest of this Saturday in baseball, we'll tell you real quick who's on the rest of the week, Wednesday and Thursday. Oh, by the way, Mets lead is 1 game. Dodgers still the little train that could. Yep. All right. Red Sox beat the Angels 10-4. Good, buddy. Hurst 4-4. Krausick 1-2. Mike Greenwell, the Gator, hits a 6, 3 for 4, and drives in 3. Jack Morris shuts out the White Sox 3-0. Bitker takes a loss. Morris goes to 4-6. Trammell 3 for 4 with 2 doubles. Montreal 3-2 over San Francisco. Floyd Yeomans 4-0. Rick Russell 3-4. Paredes 3 for 3. His first of the year, and he steals a base. Seattle 6-1 over Baltimore. Scott Bankhead 2-0. Ballard falls to 0-1. Harold Reynolds 4 for 5 and a steal. The A's pound out 18 hits and beat the Yankees 11-3 at the stadium. Kurt Young 4-0. Rick Rhoden talked about his golf handicap. He goes to 1-3. Ricky Henderson, as I'm going to sneeze here in a second. Maybe it was Dave Henderson. Excuse me. 3 for 4, 6th of the year, and drives in 3. I'm assuming that was Dave. Cincinnati over the Cubs 8-3. Danny Jackson goes to 7-1. Bob Tewksbury goes to 0-1. Keeping the home fires burning, Cal Daniels 3 for 4 and 2 doubles. Pittsburgh beats Atlanta 3-2. Medvin 3-0. Eichelberger used to pitch for the Blue Jays 0-1. Barry Bonds 1 for 2, a triple, a stolen base, and 2 walks. Toronto over Milwaukee 2-1. Dave Stieb 4-1. Chris Bosio 4-4. Fred McGriff 3 for 4. Minnesota 17 hits. They pound the Rangers 9-6. Be Best 1-0. Mitch Williams, Wild Thing, falls to 2-4. O.B. McDowell 3 for 4, a double, and 3 stolen bases. Thank you, Forrest. St. Louis downs Houston 4-2. Scott Terry 4-0. Danny Darwin falls to 2-4. Worrell picks up a 7 save. Danny Tartable 4 hits, a homer. Kansas City 19 hits. They beat Cleveland 13-8. Does Kansas City? Bannister 5-4. Scotty Bales didn't get bailed out. He's 4-4. Joe Carter touched them all for the 9th time, 3 for 3, and drives in 5. Forrest jumping up and down. San Diego beats Philadelphia 5-3. Mark Grant, we'll tell stories about this when he goes to 3-2. Shane Raleigh 3-4, and Roberto Alomar 2 for 4 and 2 steals. All right, what we got for you? Scheduled on this channel, Milwaukee and Detroit. From Tiger Stadium, Juan Nieves and Don Robinson, I think, in an American League East game. And then Thursday, I haven't picked one. All right, let's Memorial Day weekend. I picked Boston and Oakland. All right, so I can't take Boston and Oakland. Oh, I did. New York and Seattle. So that's what we got for you. It'll be Milwaukee, Detroit, and New York and Seattle. Yes, the Milwaukee-Detroit game will certainly be, well, it's a Wednesday game, but yes, that's definitely a Bob and Tony game, as Vin and Joe would have been with Atlanta and Chicago. All right, so that'll do it. I think we're taping the show at some point, and so I have to go wake up Gardner. And so thank you so much for watching. Again, the final score here, it was the Dodgers 4, the Mets 1. And so Milwaukee and Detroit, noon on Wednesday. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon. Have a good day, everybody.